What's good, YouTube? So I'm back with my Invoked Blue-Eyes deck profile. I'm going to quickly just go over the deck before I go into some test hands. Not much changes to the deck list since the last updated video. I did order another Magical Meltdown. I ordered two actually, but I'm probably only just going to add one in. People ask, what about Magical Meltdown? Is it one? Do you run 2 copies, 3 copies? I have one. Plus Terraforming is basically the second copy of Magical Meltdown. You don't really use Terraforming otherwise. I mean, you could use it to kind of go into the Blue-Eyes field spell, but for this specific deck profile, it's used just to pretty much get Magical Meltdown. Just going quickly over the cards. I mean, if you've seen one Blue-Eyes deck profile, you've seen them all. The cards I run that maybe other deck profiles don't is Secret Village and Triple Attack, Pot of Prosperity, 1 Crossout, and then we got the hand traps, 3 Drolls, 3 Nibs. All right, just quickly go over. Do run 2 Mechabas. Another new addition I did add was Black Rose Moonlight. It is just another target for Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon to bounce into. If this card is special summon or a level 5 or higher monster is special summon to your opponent's field, target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. So just another target for Blue-Eyes to jump into. The next deck profile I will probably show the Crimson Dragon package. So I'm just going to shuffle this deck up and go over some testing with the deck. All right, cut it. All right, just going to see what the test hand look like. So we got Infinite, Aleister, Ash Blossom, Blue-Eyes, of course we brick, and we got Terraforming. Okay, so not bad. All right, so first we're going to go ahead and utilize Terraforming to get us. And if they ash that, it doesn't matter because we got Aleister anyways. But let's just say, for the sake of the testing, we're just going to go ahead and grab Magical Meltdown. So then we go ahead and place Magical Meltdown in our field spell, and we get Aleister the Invoker. All right. So we have 2 Aleisters. We got 2 hand traps. In case they do stop us, we still have some defense for the next turn. So we normal summon Aleister, activate Aleister's effect to go ahead and grab us Invocation. All right. From here, we can now link this off, get Aleister in the graveyard, and from here we can activate Spirit to grab our Mausoleum. So we get Mausoleum to the hand. All right, switch off Mausoleum, target the Spirit. We're going to go ahead and send our second Blue-Eyes from the deck to the graveyard. All right, his attack goes up 800. So from here, we can go ahead and bounce Spirit. Special summon our Blue-Eyes White Dragon. Now we have 2 in the graveyard. We're going to go ahead and use Invocation, banish these 2. And from those, we get our omni-negate, pseudo omni-negate with Mechaba. I'll put this in this one right here. 3 cards in the graveyard. So from here, we can go ahead and activate Invocation, put it back in the deck. A lot of people ask too, what about Invocation at 2 or 3? I personally do not like that at all. It's already a brick in the deck. You don't really want to draw too much. And it goes back into the deck when you activate its effect anyway. So it's like you have multiple copies. Invocation goes in there. We get Aleister back to our hand. So we have a 3k body on the field. We have a pseudo omni-negate, a brick in hand, and 2 Aleisters. So I think that's pretty much it then. We would probably set Infinite Permanence right here, and we still have Ash Blossom. And then since we have 3 monsters in hand, we have a Monster Negate / Banish. So Monster Negate / Banish, Infinite Permanence, and Ash Blossom. If you're familiar with the old school control boards, this is pretty much what you would get. Omni-negate, negate, and a Ash Blossom. So 3 negates pretty much, and then we have follow-up with Aleister in hand to kind of make another Mechaba next turn. So let's just say our opponent normal summons something, we negate that. They try and do another special summon. Let's just say they have X-Ryzeal. After they normal summon Ice Ryzeal, X-Ryzeal, we banish, negate, sending this to from hand to the graveyard. So they have 1 monster on board. They trend Bonfire, we ash them. They have one monster still on board, and that's pretty much it. I think they would have to pass turn. So from there, we get Droll and Lockbird. Then we can go ahead, normal summon Aleister, activate Aleister's effect to get us our Invocation again. All right, so from here, I don't know if I'm gonna make another Mechaba, because we have Droll and we have Blue-Eyes White Dragon, which would be this one. Oh, one thing we didn't do, we could, oh no, we don't have the wishes. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and link this off and then use these two dragons for a bounce. All right, and another thing I am going to be adding to this is the Bestial, just the Magma Hut and the Druiswarm, just because this bouncing into one of those Bestial monsters just get you some better follow-up as well. But for now, we're just going to keep that one. So we have a bounce. We have our another omni-negate. This time we can go ahead and discard this one. Or if they have a spell, we can discard this. So obviously we stopped them the last turn. Let's say they, I don't know, we let them do a Bonfire. We can draw them and then they can't really dig into their deck anymore. Or they have Bonfire, we can go ahead and send this. But we're just going to pretend that they have another, let's say Ice Rizio. They summon Ice Rizio, we throw this to the graveyard, negate, banish. They end their turn again. We keep that on board. We draw another Ash Blossom. We'd probably be attacking too for the 2,500. We'd attack again for 2,500. They pass turn. We have Ash, and this is just a control board. Okay, so at this point, we're just going to go ahead and activate our Invocation again to banish. We can do these two. Yeah, we'll do those two and just make our second Mechaba just to have two 2,500 attacks on board. Then this goes to the graveyard, activate its effect to put itself back in the deck. And then we're going to get Aleister back to our hand for another monster negate. And at that point, your opponent would most likely just scoop because they're trying to top a card or trying to draw a card. And we get Aleister back to our hand, so we have the bounce and we have the banish negate again. We still have draw in hand, and we have 55,000 attack. We draw effect Veiler. Eventually we get our wishes for Eyes of Blue. All right, I'm gonna reset this and do another test stand. Cut the deck and see what we got. So we got Maiden, Sage, cross out, Sage again, and effect Veiler. So if we went second, we had effect Veiler, try and stop them as much as we can. But so we got 3 starters, technically just 2. All right, so let's go ahead, normal summon Sage, activate Sage's effect. We already got Maiden, so let's just go ahead and get us a second effect Veiler. Okay, I'm not gonna shuffle the deck because we were gonna keep digging. All right, so now we can go ahead, link this off, get Mausoleum, keep the Blue-Eyes at the bottom. We're gonna end up sending it to the graveyard. Mausoleum comes to hand. Activate Mausoleum, target this, send our Blue-Eyes White Dragon from deck to graveyard. All right. From here, we're gonna activate Maiden from hand, pitch it to get our True Light. True Light comes face up on our field. We can go ahead and activate True Light at this point if we want to pitch off Sage, or yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and pitch off Sage, or we can actually keep it, use it as a second normal summon, get effect Veiler anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and pitch the effect Veiler. Oh no, we're gonna do that for the, okay. So we got True Light on field. So now we're gonna activate True Light to get our wishes for Eyes of Blue. So we activate wishes for Eyes of Blue, pitch the effect Veiler, then we can go ahead and just grab another effect Veiler and our Roar. All right. So over here we can go ahead and bounce Spirit, special summon Blue-Eyes, which then special summons our Maiden. So we still have our second normal summon and we have Roar. Okay, now we can go ahead and attach banish the Wishes for Eyes of Blue and attach our negate right here before we send these two off for Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon. So we then send all three of these. Okay. So we have two effect failures in hand. We have our second normal summon. So we're gonna go ahead and activate our Sage with Eyes of Blue. You can add one level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand. So we're gonna go ahead and just grab Maiden for our next turn. Because we already drew the other effect failure, pitched it. We need the body on board. All right. So now we can go ahead and special summon. We're gonna do it from the deck this time. Special summon our second Blue-Eyes White Dragon in defense mode. So now if we had the Crimson Dragon package, I would make 2 spirits, or we can still make 2 again and then get the balance. I think we're just gonna go ahead and do that and show you guys a little something different. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get these 2 off and make our second Spirit Dragon. So you want to always special summon these in defense with their 3000 defense, especially going first. More than likely we would have used Crossout Designator that turn. Not going to do the banish, but we would have definitely used it. So now we have the Neo Blue-Eyes negate in the graveyard. We have True Light, 2 effect failures that we pretty much use from the Sage. We have Maiden for follow-up, True Light for follow-up. We pass to our opponent. More than likely, we're gonna toss an effect failure at them. Maybe they don't know about Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon, or they don't know about the Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon. They try and infinite permanence. We can go ahead and activate this effect. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue-Eyes monster you control, quick effect, you can banish this card from a graveyard, negate the activation, and destroy it. If they did a monster trying to do that, it's definitely a lot better because we get to pop it. But for now, go ahead and banish this. Let's just say they stopped that. We used the effect failure to stop something else. Let's just say they have Fiendsmith, some form of Fiendsmith shenanigans, and they're trying to graveyard affect us. We can go ahead and negate. Also, you know what? On draw phase. So when we do 2 spirits, you always want to do on draw phase, bounce 1 for the omni-negate. So let's just pretend we rewind. We did that. So we use this graveyard negate for something. Let's just say they special summon another monster. We can go ahead and bounce this. When they special summon that monster, so this states Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. If this card is special summoned, or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. So we go ahead, bounce into this, return a target to the hand. We still have effect failure. At the end of the turn, we can go ahead and we can either, since we don't have wishes in the graveyard, we can get wishes, or we can just create another wall, special summon Blue-Eyes. No, you know what? I think we are just going to get wishes just to have follow-up, because those 2 bodies don't really do anything. So we'd get wishes here, because wishes is not in our graveyard. I'm pretty sure that's what it has to be. Set 1 spell trap that mentions Blue-Eyes with a different name from the cards you control and in your graveyard. So it's no longer in our graveyard, so we can go ahead